just wrapped up my 3rd and 4th week of the Shopify Olympics where I'm trying to win $25,000 solely through dropshipping. And our deadline is coming quickly, so I think we should rewind and take a look at how my past couple of weeks in this challenge have went. It was day 1 of week 3 and I had just finished uploading part 2 of the series onto YouTube. It had been a great day so far and I was feeling pretty happy with myself. My journey in the series was going good. We had managed to get our first entry in the prior week and we were heading into week 3 about to test a couple of new products. And my plan was fairly simple heading into this new week, which was to keep it simple. Continuing to pump out some juicy slingshot ads onto my theme pages was the #1 priority on my list because at this point, it was just printing money. And the second step in my simple plan was finding 2 more product replacements on Adsyria where I had found my other products before. And yes, I said 2 replacements because if you remember from last video when I couldn't get the ads to spin for our bulky blankets, or at least when I thought I couldn't get them to spin, well, it actually took me a whole week to discover that my filter buttons were off during that entire period of time, meaning the ads were actually spending. But sadly, even with them being advertised, they didn't bring in a lick of additional sales, so the blankets had to go, leaving me at the start of the week to replace not 1, but 2 products. Thankfully, it only took me a short amount of time to find my new products, and from then on, I got straight to work. And believe me, I knew when choosing my first product that it was extremely basic. But I heard plush pillows were still giving out some sauce, so I wanted to test the waters and gave them $100 to test out with on TikTok. Then for my second product, I wanted to mix it up and do the complete opposite of my first product, which was choosing a strategy that not many people knew about. And this mindset led me straight to these bubbly cubic candles. And because I felt like I knew what I was doing on Pinterest now, I figured this would be a great product to give $100 to test out with and see how it performed. And I know I said this last time with our blankets and we all saw how that turned out, but for this one, I actually had a really good feeling this time around. And by Friday of week 3, we had everything set up and the next morning, we launched it all. The days rolled by and we were approaching the end of week 3. Our ads had been out there for a couple of days now and it was time to get an update on how they were doing. After that first initial day of rolling out until the end of the week, we had spent half of our budget and unfortunately, we had not received any sales or even interest for the new products. This is where I became stuck. By this point in my journey, everything was really starting to catch up to me. And when I refer to everything, I mean the stress of what I had been doing, our results so far, being behind on showing my journey to you all, and seeing practically everybody else in this industry succeed but me. In that moment, we only had 1 entry into the Olympics, which, don't get me wrong, I was very thankful for, but it was difficult to keep pushing myself when none of our other products had even come close to reaching that $500 threshold. Not to mention, it felt like everywhere I had looked, other people my age were just killing it with dropshipping. And I couldn't help but wonder if they were really telling the truth or if it all has just been one big lie. And if it is true, then why haven't I seen the level of results that they have achieved yet? Like, what am I missing? It took me some time to get out of this weird groove I was in and convince myself that these doubts were simply all a part of the journey and that I just had to keep pushing myself. On the first day of week 4, I had completely shifted my mindset to forget about this past week and focus on what was right in front of me. Get in the gym and go make those games, baby! I took some time to review my stores and my ads, then went ahead and ran the ads one last time to spin the rest of their budgets. In the middle of that week, while I sat and waited for my ads to spin, I caught myself exploring the Olympics Discord to try and find any additional resources that could potentially help my journey out. When all of a sudden, I stumbled across the side quest tab. In this tab, I found that Sebastian was giving even more money away to people who compete for additional side challenges such as posting TikToks. And no, I don't mean those type of TikToks, but ones that actually promote this competition. And the best news was that you could win multiple times and earn $1,000 for every video they choose until the end of the competition. This discovery had me really excited. I figured if I could get anything out of this challenge besides gaining the whole experience and showing you all my journey, that walking away with an extra band in my pocket would definitely put a smile on my face. So instead of sitting there anxiously while I waited for my ads to spin, I decided to get to work by whipping out the camera and getting busy on some videos. And my goal for the side quest was just like my plan, keep it simple, which was posting a TikTok every day until the challenge was over, which I had no doubt would give me pretty solid odds of being chosen. However, time was ticking and there was only a matter of weeks before this challenge ended. We were heading towards the end of week 4 and I was becoming desperate. I needed to gain something out of these past couple of weeks, otherwise this all would have been a complete waste of time. I had been holding back on posting any more promotions on my theme pages because I didn't want to hurt our chances of getting more sales by oversaturating them. But like I said, I was desperate. The next day, I posted a couple of more ads onto each theme page, and then I simply waited until the end of that week until everything came to a conclusion. And by the end of it all, here were our results. Even though I came in with very high hopes for it, we happened to get no sales for our cubic candles, which was just an extreme bummer. But for our plushie pillows, we happened to get our very first sale towards the end of this week. But that still won't cut it. And finally, for our slingshots, we managed to bring in an additional $750 in sales during these past couple of weeks, giving us an overall profit of $874 for the slingshots so far in this series. But this concludes weeks 3 and 4. But make sure to watch the final week here.